Hi everyone, welcome to Coffee Break with Your Soul. My name is Maggie. Today I got a question from a lovely person via email. And the question was, can you see or do you see awakening in the birth chart? And I got really excited about it because I was asked this question a couple of times before. But above all, because this is one of those questions where actually the question is in many ways way more interesting and important than the actual answer. And this is one of those questions where really, to me, this particular one is really an invitation to explore our ideas about awakening. And so I really don't have a straightforward answer. So I'm sorry if that's going to be disappointing, but I really don't, because as far as anything that has to do with this, with the exploration of who we truly are, there really are no straightforward answers or clear-cut answers. And, it's this exploration is filled with paradoxes and it's just very, very multi-layered and multi-dimensional. And so what I do want to say about this, and maybe in some way it is going to answer this question, is really by using the quote that is on my website by Pema Chodron, that everything that shows up in the mandala, she uses the word mandala, but we can replace the word mandala with life or birth chart, is really a vehicle for awakening. And in that sense, awakening is at our fingertips continually. And so this is extremely, extremely important for me to say, because this is how I see it generally, and also when doing my work, when seeing a birth chart, that potential, that availability of realizing our true nature is here all the time. It actually is, it goes beyond any timeline. And so this invites us to see awakening not necessarily as an event, and certainly not an event that is somehow somewhere out there to happen, something we have to wait for, something that's going to come at certain point, but rather that this is available all the time, 24/7, and we really don't know how it is going to come about or when it's going to come about, but we certainly have a lot of ideas about it. That capacity, that potential, that availability of this is here all the time. It's what is here. It's who we truly are. And honestly, I don't think there's anyone who actually really, we can't know how that actually happens. And while there are many patterns that we can spot, and there are many similarities that we share, our journeys are really unique, and really nobody knows how this really happens. At least this is what it looks like to me. But I certainly, if there's anything that is deeply felt and experienced is that this is here, always here. It's in every conversation. It's in a sense, it's in a conversation about awakening, and in a conversation about Christmas lights and Christmas plans with my neighbor. It's in the looking at the beautiful frost on the leaves or on the grass today and being in a complete awe. We really don't know what's going to be that one thing, or when it's going to happen, that moment when we remember who we truly are. But what I do know, that this is who we truly are, and this is available to everyone all the time, 24/7, every minute, every second. And so this is extremely important for me to bring to this conversation. And this is sort of one layer, but a really important one. Now, strictly astrologically speaking, even though I really just don't differentiate, of course, when I look at somebody's chart, it will be very clear straight away whether the person is simply open to it, is there's open to spirituality, to exploring spirituality, or esoterics or mysticism, and so on, right? So I mean, it will be very, very obvious immediately if there's this openness, if there's interest, if there's a tendency and that pull toward these topics and toward these explorations, right? But just because it's there, that doesn't mean that this realization will happen to this particular person. In the same way, I can look at the chart and there seems to be no interest in these topics, and there's a very much interest in a sort of the world of form. Doesn't mean that it prevents that person from experiencing awakening or having that realization. And certainly when looking at transits, absolutely, if I can certainly see the potential, if someone told me, you know, I had an awakening 3 years ago at this time, and I will sort of rewind and see the transits happening, I'm pretty sure that I will see the transits that sort of pointed to that being the possibility at that time. But you know, there are different astrologers. The way I view chart can be very, very different from how other astrologers do it. And this is not for me a conversation about who's right, who's wrong. There are simply different approaches within astrology, just like there are different approaches and ways of talking about non-duality, and you know, our unique journeys, our unique takes, and the way we talk about it. But you know, when I look at the chart, I see just manifestation, the divine manifestation in this exquisite play, this mandala, where absolutely nothing is excluded, that goes beyond any assessments of good, right, wrong, and so on. There's absolutely nothing fixed. Everything is alive, and there's certainly no fixed self there. It actually invites us to look beyond that idea of fixed self that requires some kind of fixing or working on oneself, and so on. So there certainly will be planetary transits where that potential is certainly going to be highlighted in that period for that to happen, for sure. And so I can see that. So so you know, for me, really, this is just like the exploration about our true nature is open-ended one, and there's no ultimate answers or clear-cut ideas. For me, somebody's birth chart and the person themselves is very much the same open-ended exploration. And the way I'm using chart is really just is just a sort of supporting tool for the inquiry that allows us to make things that are sort of unconscious conscious, and to really meet all parts of ourselves, in particularly the ones that we may not be aware of, or that we may be denying or ashamed of, or feel some kind of challenge around those parts, and meeting those parts of ourselves. And that's a really crucial part on this journey of this openness to everything, that openness that includes every experience and everything that happens in our lives. And really it's just about seeing it and really allowing for everything to come home. and to do it with openness and with compassion. So I'm also going, so this is my sort of no answer to this question, but these are my current thoughts, and they're absolutely subject to change, because really the way I've been experiencing things and talking about things has been evolving, and sometimes it's very different from literally day to day. So I'm a big fan of meeting everything directly and meeting everything fresh. But I'm going to take this as an opportunity to invite you to my little festive giveaway. I actually am offering this month. I offered it already to some of my to the subscribers to my newsletter. I am offering 12 completely free of charge 2-hour sessions with me, one-on-one sessions, and this offer really is for anyone who is open to it, but might be experiencing some kind of financial hardships at this time, and that kind of investment is just not possible at the moment. So if you are one of those people and you think that you could benefit from a birth chart reading, from a session with me, then please let me know. Please email me, and actually I'm going to leave all the details and all the information about it in the description of this video. You will find there everything you need to know about that, and I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. So thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for the question again, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.